The New York Mets are officially up 1-0 in the National League Division Series, a 6-2 victory, and they did it in Mets style. They've now won 3 of 4 playoff games to start their run in 2024. And I don't know about you guys, but after such a stressful week watching that wild card series, the back and forth, the Milwaukee bullpen monster, the highs, the lows, the home run, all that stuff, I went into today with a very open mind. I almost was, I don't want to say okay with losing, but I would have been understanding if they had dropped this first game. Zach Wheeler on the bump looked absolutely incredible, generated like the third most whiffs ever, I think was the stat. The home plate umpire certainly helped him out in that regard, but Zach definitely dealt and looked good. And in the motions of that, I was like, well, you know what? Yeah, the Phillies have home field advantage. They've been here before. This all makes sense, and this all will crack out about as much as I would expect it to. The thing with that is that I didn't have the Mets pitching staff holding them to 1 run. The story starts with Kodai Senga, who was the surprise, almost WWE storyline announced starter to this game. No one saw it coming. There were no rumors of this happening ever since, 4 weeks ago. And then Carlos Mendoza walks out, drops a pipe bomb, says, yeah, it's Kodai Senga in Game One. So suddenly you have your best starter going in, a very important game, which usually wouldn't be a surprise, but it was in this case. Senga comes out, gives the fastball home run up to Kyle Schwarber, just 94 down the middle, high and tight. That's where he likes it. Makes perfect sense. Settles in after. Looks nasty. Ghost fork is forking. All the breaking stuff is playing off. He's locating his fastball well, not giving it too much plate. Ends up giving you 2 solid innings. And I think if you see that in the box score, you say, okay, I sign up for that. I'm okay with Kodai Senga doing that with his first outing in, 10 weeks at this point. The big thing for me, David Peterson. It's going to be another one of these things that gets lost in translation throughout the motions of this postseason. 3 beautiful innings, 3 stellar innings. Should have been easier for him. He got robbed of a false pickoff call, called safe for, I believe it was Bryson Stott, when the runner was out. Doesn't matter. Petey gets out of it, 3 shutout innings, 1 hit allowed. Looks dominant. Reed Garrett comes in for 6 outs. Why not? He's looked great ever since he came back from injury. Had that one bad outing in Milwaukee, but when he came into the game, I said, okay, like this, I feel like Reed's been giving us great stuff. We can keep them at bay. And now you're suddenly talking about, well, that's 6 innings, 1 run against the Phillies, who are like known for their, bat around home run offense. You've held them to 1 run. And while Zach Wheeler is dealing, I think we're all thinking in the back of our heads, like, let's just wait till he gets out of the game. Of course, Wheeler finishes 7 innings, throws 110 pitches. It is a marvelous outing for him. Very Jacob DeGrom-esque outing, considering the run support as well. And Mets fans rejoice because it's 1-0 and he's gone. You got him out of the game. You did the damn job. Nicely done. In comes Jeff Hoffman. We've rallied against Jeff Hoffman earlier this season, way back when we were really bad in May. That was like the one win we got in our 4 game set with Philly in Philadelphia. It was against Jeff Hoffman and his wild pitches. Mets instantly get 3 base runners on. It's one of those rallies where they're just working great at bats, tiring out the pitcher, not giving in to anything. And they make, Topper start to go deeper into his bullpen, which he clearly did not want to do. And he had his A guys. I mean, obviously, this is a well-rested Phillies team. Why wouldn't you have your A guys in Game One of the DS? It's a bit of a foreign spot for them. They're usually the team that's battling to get in through the wild card. Suddenly, they're the division winner, and they have to play their cards differently. None of it happens without Francisco Alvarez leading off the inning with a single. That was massive. He gets pulled for a pinch runner pretty much immediately after. Lindor goes down 0-2, works a walk. Vientos goes down 0-2, gets the single to tie the game. Nimmo goes down 0-2. He singles the other way and gets the lead for the Mets, and then it's just floodgates from there. You can feel the momentum pouring into this game. Alonso sac fly 5 feet from the fence. Iglesias works a 10-pitch at-bat. He gets a single. Now Orion Kirk rings in the game, and the Mets just keep going. JD Martinez pinch hit right up the middle, baby, 4-1. Slowing Marte adds a sac fly. Suddenly, in the blink of an eye, in like 5 minutes, it's a 5-run inning for the Mets. And they've been doing it so much that I almost expected it to happen. I tweeted earlier in the game, oh, the Mets are down. Okay, this is like, right where we want to be because every time we go down, we end up winning the game. In fact, they've played four playoff games now. They've scored first in one of them, and in that game, they lost. So maybe that's the recipe. Go down early so you can answer back later. So the combination of brilliant bullpen work and then just a late clutch inning once Wheeler got out of the game, the Mets seized all the momentum. They silenced Citizens Bank Park, a place that has not been quiet during a playoff game in a pretty damn long time. A lot of empty seats, which shocked me. I thought the Philly fans would at least stick it out, in a 5-1 game. Bader gets on the next inning, gives us the insurance run after he steals a base and scores, and then it was just curtains from there. A little hairy at the end, a little hairier than you want it to be, but the final numbers on the Mets bullpen tonight are awesome. Phil Maton gets his redemption inning. It gets a little hairy, gets the first two outs, then lets two hits up. It doesn't allow a run. So honestly, if you discredit Senga, which I guess is the starting pitcher for this game, you have 7 innings, one run, 4 hits, 4 walks, 5 strikeouts. I think you take that to the bank. Obviously, you have to negotiate a ton of base runners in the middle there. There are some hairy innings, but just clutch pitching by the Mets pitching staff. I mean, they weren't, getting lucky. They weren't nibbling and exploiting the zone like Wheeler was able to so well. Like, I'm not saying that Wheeler got the benefit of more calls. I think he was just better at exploiting a pretty bad zone from Andy Fletcher, more so than the Mets pitchers. But it was just good sequencing. They breaking balled the Phillies to death. They didn't give them any real hittable fastballs basically until the ninth inning when Ryan Stanek came in, and that was it, man. The Phillies came out a little bit flat. I was a little shocked by that. And the Mets were able to capitalize. They played a lot of baseball recently. We've seen the sixth seed in the NL go on crazy runs every year of the new format, and we're seeing it potentially again because the Mets continued to have to play game after game after game with little to no rest. You also get away with not using Edwin Diaz. That's huge for the rest of the series. You need to get him any rest you can because he's been getting absolutely none. The B bullpen gets it done today. Just an absolutely massive win because I went in thinking, okay, you might lose. You're probably going to lose game one against Zach Wheeler. He beats you all the time. Even though we just beat him at Citi Field, you're probably going to lose this game. But go into game two with an open mind. You reset your rotation with Severino. You have Christopher Sanchez on the bump, who you've faced before and beaten before. Maybe that's the game you take against a lefty. Now, all the pressure is on Philly. They have to come out tomorrow and they have to win a game. If the Philadelphia Phillies, who have maybe the greatest home field advantage in baseball of any team right now, come out and lose 2 games on their turf and then go to Citi Field, the series is over. And I hope that happens, but I'm not banking on it. The Mets just need to take it one game at a time, continue to have good at-bats, and hope that they don't continue to run into Zach Wheeler-esque starting pitchers because that's how the offense gets neutralized for so long. So much to love in this game. Loved the lineup. Really, the only bad day in the box score for me was Tyrone Taylor. Looked so overmatched against Zach Wheeler. Ended the rally in the eighth inning. Maybe he needs a day. Maybe you can recalibrate a little bit there. But Winker had a couple clutch walks. Lindor was key in that rally. Just awesome. Just a short rest coming off a magic win. A lot of your A players are unavailable. Does not matter. Get the job done, go to the bank and win a game. And now you're up 1-0 in the NLDS. You're guaranteed at least 3 more playoff games this year, but I'm starting to believe it's going to be a lot more than just 3. I'm super hyped up. I bet you guys are feeling the same way. Again, it's going to be another tough night to get a full night's sleep because I'm just fired up. New podcast in the morning with Jerry. Got him to work on a Sunday. True trooper. So make sure you leave a like on this video and tomorrow's podcast and subscribe to the Shea Station channel. Wasn't able to stream today. In fact, I just got home and immediately hopped on the laptop to start recording this. There will be a stream on Shea Station tomorrow. Me and Zoe with the rally candle. That's magic. We're 2-0 with that. Plus Ryan Cohen is going to join as well. It's going to be a lot of fun. Let's go up 2-0 in the NLDS. Let me know if you're going to either of the home playoff games. I'm going to game 3. I can't wait. I want to go there with a chance to win the damn series, man. I'm hyped up. Anything is possible. Let's go, Mets.